Hi, my name's Brett, and today I'm going to show you a really inexpensive way to fix your stereo speakers and make them sound better than they have in years. This is my very first set of stereo speakers, which I got for my first apartment in college back in 1990. I've got the cover off here, and if you look around the outside edge of the stereo speaker, you can kind of see where there's foam rubber, which over the years has deteriorated and rotted and worn away. Now, when that foam deteriorates, it can cause your stereo speakers to buzz, particularly around the bass, causes it to really not sound that great. So rather than junk your speakers and spend hundreds of dollars to get new ones, you can actually get replacement foam to glue in place around the edge here and make your stereo speakers sound as good as new. Let's show you how to do it.
Okay, before you get started on this project, let's talk about your tools. Now, assuming you already have speakers that need repair, you'll also need a screwdriver to remove the speaker from the cabinet, a utility knife, the new foam ring, and some adhesive. Now, there's a site online called newfoam.com that sells these repair kits, including the glue and the foam rings and everything. You'll need to take some simple measurements of your speaker, and then based on those measurements, they'll send you the appropriate sized foam rings. So okay, step 1, remove the speaker from the cabinet. It just makes it a little bit easier to work with. Once all the screws are loosened, remove the wires connecting the speaker. Just make sure you remember which wire goes to which connection, because polarity is going to be really important for the speakers to work properly when you hook everything back up later on. Next, take off the cardboard or plastic trim ring around the edge of the speaker. Now, you may have to pry this one up with a screwdriver or your utility knife, but this one seems to be coming up pretty easily. Once you do that, then you have to start removing all the old rotten foam from the metal edge of the speaker. You can use your utility knife to kind of peel away any of the old glue or the old foam. Now, you don't have to get every last bit of it off, but you should make it as clean as possible so that when you glue the new stuff down, you've got a good solid surface for the glue to adhere to. Now, you also want to remove any old foam from the edge of the speaker cone. That's this inside section right here, which is the actual speaker. And if you look around the edge, you can see where the old foam was sitting before. Now, you may have to gently remove it with your utility knife, but depending on how bad the deterioration is, you might be able to just rub it away with your fingers, kind of like on this one. Now, you also want to remove as much of the old foam from the trim ring as well. And once again, this one seems to be cleaning up with very little problem. Next, glue the new foam to the top edge of the speaker cone. Apply a thin bead of glue to the edge of the cone, and then gently press the new foam down around the inside edge. Now, you may have to keep after it for a few minutes to make sure that everything sticks and that you have good solid contact all the way around. So kind of play with it a little bit and make sure you've got a good seal. And then once you do that, you have to let the glue dry before you move on to the next step. So take a break for a minimum of 2 hours while the glue sets up. Now that the glue is dried, it's time to glue the outer edge of the new foam to the metal edge of the speaker right out here on this outside ring. Now, just like before, put a thin bead of glue around the edge of the metal ring and then press the foam into place, making sure you get nice, even contact. And once again, repeat and keep pressing it down as necessary to make sure you've got a good set, and then let it dry for, once again, a minimum of 2 hours before proceeding on to the next step. Okay, once that stage is complete, it's time to reattach the cardboard trim ring. Again, a thin bead of glue all around the edge, and then take that plastic or cardboard trim ring and press that into place. Now, if for any reason that's curling up or it doesn't want to stay, at this point, you can turn the speaker upside down and set it down on the trim ring, and the weight from the speaker will help keep the glue in place while it dries. And then after a couple of hours, once the trim ring is back in place and the glue is dried on that stage, that's it, you're finished. You can reattach the wires, put the speaker back in its cabinet, screw it in place, and put the cover back on, and you have got a fully repaired speaker.
And here's the finished stereo speaker. I did the same thing with the other one, and they sound as good as new. So ask yourself, if your speakers are sounding funny, check that foam. If it needs to be replaced, don't junk your speakers and spend hundreds of dollars on new ones. Just get a replacement foam kit, replace them yourself, and they'll sound great. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks a lot.